us is fit.
One of us is fat, but we both
Review Brand New Day.
What's going on, guys? Episode 6 of a Fit and Fat podcast. We just got back from watching Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Fresh out.
We watched it at 11. We got 11
Yeah.
o'clock screening. It started at 11 and ended at 1.
Mm-hmm.
We just got home. It's
2.
about to be 2.
Yeah.
We're doing this review at 2 in the morning for you guys to try getting it out as soon as we can. But this whole episode is going to be us breaking down and reviewing Spider-Man Brand New Day. After we break it down, we're going to do spoiler-free first, then spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give our rating of the movie, and then we're going to rank it amongst all the other Spider-Man films, even the animated ones.
Okay.
And then we're going to be ranking suits as well, putting Brand New Day in there as well.
Yep. Fighting bracket. All right,
so let's get into it.
Let's start off with the juicy. I want to know what you thought.
Yeah, we watched it next to each other, but we said nothing to each other.
Bro, absolute cold stone.
Right now we are giving each other our ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you're gonna rate it.
I'm still back and forth, but I think I'm just gonna give it this.
I'll give it this. This is off of first viewing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's gonna like grow on me over time.
Yeah, like I don't know if it'll grow on me or go down.
Yeah.
Or go down
It could be
over
either
time.
one. It could be either one.
Because I'm like on a super high right now. Okay. Are you ready?
3, 2, 1. 8.9.
9.2.
You're higher than
I
me.
am higher than you.
Before watching this movie, you said that you were gonna be lower than me.
I have to tell you, John Berthenol.
Yeah, I think you
Dude,
love John Berthenol.
I love John Berthenol, bro. From when he was Shane to all the way to Punisher, their chemistry was just on par.
Yeah.
I just think the way Spider-Man, every interaction they had together, and the cursing, like they didn't take anything away from the Punisher's character at all, which I was afraid of. I thought they were gonna really mute him, obviously close his mouth at one time, but like, bro, he says bad words out there, bro. He says bad words for sure, but like I thought you would be higher
on this one.
Yeah,
I thought you would be. I don't know. After watching the movie, I knew you were gonna be higher than me on this movie. But before going into the movie, I thought I was gonna be higher than you on this movie. But so I gave it an 8.9. So going into it, like non-spoiler. So first of all, the first swinging scene that we get just looks amazing. Is actually like it's up there with the TASM swinging scene.
Up there.
I think for me, the only difference between the two is the OST. I think that TASM OST where he's swinging, it gives me the same vibes as the Superman soundtrack.
Okay.
Where it's like it feels inspiring.
That's interesting you say that. Very interesting you say that.
So yeah, I mean, I think they're like okay, I think shot wise it takes it like easily over TASM, but like the vibes wise, and just because I think the TASM scene is heavily carried by the OST or the soundtrack there.
Yeah, this OST was lacking. I feel like he has his own theme. Dun, dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
but it's just
dun.
like it's not giving that like the dun,
yeah.
I think that's the only thing, but like if we're going like shot wise. Bro, like we got the first person, we got like him inside the mask, like that was insane. Like it looked insane,
and it's just like him like running into the birds.
Yeah, and then like running off the building, jumping off it.
Because like it's not like picture perfect. Swinging. He actually has to like pull his body, count for momentum, and like if he's one miscalculation, you're either ripping your arm off or you're gonna bump into stuff and. I like how they showed him bumping into stuff because, yes, he bumped into stuff, but like his Spidey sense
would try to help him.
Yeah, would try to help him. He would like jump off of it. He would use it to boost his momentum. Shot for shot wise, I would have to give it to Brand New Day for sure.
So my rating mainly comes from like how incredible the movie looks itself. Like the shots are like there's insane shots from this movie. Like the slow-mo scenes that we get, like the CGI, like there's not a bad scene that looks bad. Um so I think that like that's what boosts the rating a lot for me. I-
For me, the why I'm so high,
Mhm.
and you'll see once I give you my list.
Yeah.
I think the highs that I experienced in Brand New Day, like there was more highs. Like I feel like Tasm we have high,
Mhm.
high, high.
Yeah.
Tasm 2, I mean. And with Brand New Day, it was just like high, 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 high.
Yeah.
Just like there was like moments of highness that like
Mhm.
reached a peak. Um, I think they all reached the same peak. I
Yeah.
don't think like one scene blew me away
Yeah.
more than another.
Uh-huh.
I just felt like yes, it got highs, but like they were at the same level kind of
Yeah.
highs. So it was nice to like be brought up
Yeah.
to that because I don't want to say the pacing was bad.
I was gonna mention the
Yeah.
pacing. I don't think the pacing was bad. Like I was gonna say that. Like so, there's not a lot of action in this
Mm.
movie. Like there's like maybe 4 or 5 like big
Big
fights,
fights, 4 maybe. Yeah.
but that doesn't bring down the score for me at all because when there was no action, I don't think I never got bored in this movie once.
Yeah.
Even though because a lot of it had to do with like the in betweens of like the missions of him like oh this is what I'm gonna do next. It's like step by step, but it didn't bore me. That's
It's
the thing.
almost like we were playing a video game.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah,
caught that.
yeah. It's like that.
It's like we were playing Insomniac, and like like I had to pee from like probably the beginning towards the middle,
Yeah,
and
I
I
had
held
to.
it.
Yeah,
I
me too.
had to
My
hold it.
stomach
I
started
couldn't.
hurting, bro.
Yeah, bro. I could not get up because I didn't want to
Yeah,
miss a single
yeah. I
second
didn't
of
want
this.
to. Yeah, I didn't want to
I mean,
miss
this was
anything.
obviously our most anticipated movie
Hmm.
of 2026. I mean, I know we have Doomsday to look forward to, but excitement wise and what we wanted to watch, this for sure is up there.
Yeah. I mean, so another thing that I liked a lot or the most
Mm,
was Peter Parker's and the Punisher's relationship.
yeah.
It was like that everybody laughed at the scenes like
Yes.
with their relationship. Every scene that they had together
I
was
feel like I was
funny.
laughing the most.
Yeah.
People hated me,
But
bro.
like their dialogue together was just like hilarious.
Yeah.
Like their interactions are so good.
It was every interaction it felt natural. It
Hmm.
felt like oh this is how they would interact
Yeah.
with each other, you know?
Yeah.
The bickering, the
Hmm.
fighting, like it was great the way they shot those scenes with him.
Hmm.
Do you want to start to go into
Yeah,
spoilers?
spoilers, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so
Kick
this
us
is
off.
our spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
So I mean, the first thing I want to say that I noticed, like this is my first thought coming out of the movie. This is the first Tom Holland movie that didn't make me tear up or it didn't pull any heartstrings for me.
It definitely wasn't an emotional one.
Yeah.
And I would have to say this wholeheartedly, and I hate to say this, because of what I love Spider-Man as. Well, this is gonna make sense once I say it. Once I start rambling,
Hmm.
um, I think the debate is over. I think he is the best Spider-Man.
He is definitely the best Spider-Man. I always thought he was the best
Mm.
Spider-Man before this. He's definitely the best Spider-Man after this.
This one confirms it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like caught on to like, he was in the spider suit like almost
Yeah,
the entire
yeah.
movie.
Like when he would like in between missions,
Mhm.
he was to just keep the mask on
Keep
at the
the
whole
mask
time.
on and like the interaction.
Yeah,
like
like him and Yelena just keeping on the mask.
yeah, it just felt like I was watching Spider
Yeah,
Man. Like
yeah.
I wasn't like torn away from like, oh, that's something Peter would say.
Uh-huh.
That's something with
Yeah.
I also didn't catch the British accent
Me
that Hat guy
neither.
said.
Me
That was
neither.
pretty nitpicky
I
of him,
think
but
it was like the very first line where I heard it a little bit, but it was like
Mm.
the first word he says when he's on the phone with that one girl.
the girl, yeah,
Yeah.
the one from The Bear.
Yeah.
I love her. She's a great actor. But yeah, I just think the debate's over. I think he is best of both worlds. There like I don't find a flaw in his Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and I don't find a flaw in his Peter Parker.
Hmm.
I think he does a terrific job, and after this movie, I can confirm it. Before I was like back and forth. I was just like, each of them have their own strengths. Toby has his own strengths as Spider-Man. Andrew has his own strengths as Peter Parker. I think with this movie, he just blown that away. It was just phenomenal to see how he went from Peter Parker to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like it was just great. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, because I noticed what you were saying, how like he was mainly in the suit the whole
Hmm.
time, like especially when he first goes to the what is it, the what are they called, the
Damage control.
yeah, damage control. When
Hmm.
he goes into the big building and like like he keeps the mask on, like he doesn't want to take it off, and even when he's talking to him the whole time, he just has his suit on.
Yep. And so the only people who've seen him without his mask and know it's Peter Parker is
Punisher,
Punisher, uh,
Hulk,
MJ, Hulk, and Ned at the
Ned
end.
now.
Ned at the end now. I don't. I don't know. Like that. So we were bamboozled by the
Yeah.
kiss with MJ.
Yeah, I know. I knew. I whispered
You
in your
did.
ear.
You
I
did call it.
whispered in your ear.
Bro, the way
I caught on so
dude,
because
it
I
was
was like,
hard to catch on
because
at
I was like,
first,
no.
bro.
So I like the scene where MJ and Peter Parker first kiss. Like
Mm.
when as soon as she like caught on, like when she started saying, "Oh, we were something more," I was like, "Nah, that's way too easy." Like I was like, she caught on way too easy, and I whispered in John's ear. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be like the mind control person,"
Yeah,
because we didn't know it was Jean Grey at the time.
Jean
But I was like,
Grey.
"Oh, it's gonna be the mind control guy." And then like as soon as they hugged, I was like, "Bruh, it's gonna be him."
And then
It's
they
gonna be
kiss like
him."
all like bear vibes,
Yeah,
like from Obsession.
yeah, because I feel like they wouldn't write it that bad where it's just like
Yeah.
because she got it out of nowhere. Like it wasn't like she just saw Spider-Man. She's like, "Oh, we were something more, huh?" I was like, "Nah, that was way too easy."
I did feel that it was terribly written. Well, that scene, but it's
Yeah.
because it was a
Yeah, a fake
bamboozle.
out, yeah.
It was a fake out, and like I was like, man, like are they really gonna give
Yeah,
it to us like
yeah, it
this?
felt
Like,
way too
I still
rushed.
believed it because I was like, man, maybe they would do something like
Uh-huh.
this. But yeah, it brings back to the Ned leads is like him doing the handshake.
Yeah.
Like, does that really unlock he knowing that it's Peter
Yeah, I know. I
Parker?
don't know because it's not like actually confirmed. Like, oh, he remembers him completely.
That's true. It could be just be like, oh, because you remember she said Peter. She was like,
Yeah,
Peter.
yeah,
It reminded me of
yeah. When she said it, I was gonna whisper to you. I was like, oh, like she just said Peter,
Peter.
and then he's like, wait, his name is Peter.
Peter? And then he was like Peter, and like, yeah, I guess it's left up into interpretation for sure. But what did you think of Jean Grey?
That. So I mean, I'll stay on the good side of things. So I don't think her character bored me at all. I think we did get a lot of her though.
I it's so funny. The one line that stood out to me was she was like, "I'm Jean Grey." Like it reminded me of like I'm Toph Bayfog and I'm the greatest metal bender on earth. Like it definitely had that vibe, and I was like, "Oh, bro." But like, um, I I, I wish we didn't get as much of her as we did, because she wasn't the main villain. The main villain was the damage control, which
Yeah,
I think is a little bit of a cop out because
that's like yeah.
it's like oh,
I was gonna
government's bad again.
yeah.
Like, we're back to Civil War, and like
Yeah, because I want to stay on like the more positive side of things
mm,
first. I'm gonna get into the like the bad things I didn't like,
mm,
but staying on the good side of things, I think the best fight scene in that movie was definitely Hulk versus Spider Man. All right, the only negative I have about that fight is that once it got good, it felt way too short. Like I needed
mm.
more.
It's because it's the first time that Hulk
Yeah, it
hulked
looked
out.
so insane when he did, and then like the choreography for that fight, where
Yes.
like he's chasing him down, like it looked insane. And
It
then
reminded me of when he first turned in Avengers. Remember that scene with Black Widow?
that's what. And when he's like slamming him like Loki, like
Yeah.
it looks so insane. And like that fight, I wish it was longer,
Mm.
and I don't like how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to.
It's
Yeah.
like because like they already did that in Brave New World.
Yeah, and like, I think it's just a callback to the the sun's getting
Yeah,
real low.
but I wish it was like, cause like I wish it was Hulk that like was like, oh, Peter Parker, I remember
Yeah,
you.
that's true. And like the one thing that I noticed, and I don't know if you caught on to it, was like all the callbacks
Hmm.
to almost like every movie that he's been in. Like there was like there was a Toby callback, like in like the the way he was like interacting with people in New York.
Yeah,
and like with the Garfield, obviously, I think the callback with Garfield is the swinging for sure. Like I guess they used Garfield's swinging template
Yeah.
and like enhanced it in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
and I feel like Spider-Man did a lot of that. They took things from like the old movies, Spider-Man 1 through 3,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of like highlighted it in this movie, especially like with the whole like him hurting his back and him stretching because
Mm-hmm.
he's getting older.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there was a lot of like subtle callbacks to Toby and Andrew, and because I think it goes more than just the suit itself, because he says that he built the suit to, of inspiration of Andrew
Yeah.
and Toby. I think goes deeper than that. I think like we're supposed to kind of just say, "Oh, I remember that." Like, "Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
too."
Yeah.
And like throughout the movie, there was like little callbacks to things, just like Hulk being unhulkified
Yeah.
with like the sun's getting real low and him falling down. Like, eh, I don't like how it ended either. It's just like I like that like he saw Peter
Yeah.
and he let go, like the emotion to like let go.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's when it was either Banner or it could have been the Hulk
I wish it
too.
was the Hulk that like that said just like Peter, and then like he just like trims back, and like
Mhm.
we didn't get a like a follow up afterwards on like Bruce, like after that fight, like in the end it just like he fell off, and then
I think we were robbed of Yelena Booty.
that's what you're thinking.
I was thinking about it because I was thinking of the other callbacks, and I was like, wait a second, we have a whole scene
Hmm.
of them in a hot tub, and like we get every skin possible for Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
like I was like looking to
Yeah.
see if like they would mess up in editing or something,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
I think
I
that scene was funny where
it
he
was pretty funny.
yeah.
I kind of don't like the little banter they had where like she's talking about like big potato, small potato,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
obviously his problems aren't as big as hers
Yeah.
because she's now an
A new
Avenger, the new
Avenger.
Avengers. Like, dude, why are you gatekeeping?
Yeah.
Like, help! Like, she did end up helping him,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like that dialogue, it was like gatekeeping dialogue,
Yeah.
and I don't really like that. And like, it kind of made me like, I don't really like Elena, but all right, we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
She helped at the end, but I did not like that dialogue at all.
Yeah. I wish the rest of the Thunderbolts came out as well, or the new Avengers.
Yeah, because especially like with them like doing Doomsday, and like we're now in a position where we can add people from other from the same timeline
Hmm.
into movies. They should have just slapped them in there somewhere, because it just makes it seem like all this explosion and stuff is like going on, like they just don't care.
Hmm.
um but it kind of brought it back to like the small potato big potato kind of thing. I
Yeah.
guess they get a call if it's a big enough threat, like a Avengers level
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be handled by the
Uh-huh.
police
Yeah.
and different neighborhood Spider-Man.
Something else that they did that I liked is that they ended up not making MJ remember.
Yes.
Because I'll midway, so before going to this movie, I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, so they're gonna make MJ remember who
Mhm.
Peter Parker is. They're gonna get back together. But then, like, as soon as I saw like her read the note, so I feel like that scene is like one of the most important scenes, like her reading the note, and like that scene where he says "I love you," and then she's just like, "Oh, like the spell worked. Like I still have no memory
Memory
of
of
this." Like
his.
I was just like, bro, like they're not gonna make her remember.
It kind of puts a shush to all the people who were like, he should have told her, like
Yeah,
back at the
yeah,
coffee shop, because she wouldn't have remembered. Like
yeah.
it wasn't gonna snap like
Uh-huh.
that. And that's why I'm glad that you mentioned that the Ned Leeds was like left up into interpretation, because yeah, I don't think he's gonna snap back like that. Like
Yeah.
it's a magical spell.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
forgot who this guy was. All the memories are gone. Like if anything, I do feel if because it says Spider-Man will return at the end, that we will get a relationship with them again. It's just gonna have to be built almost from the
Yeah. I
ground.
like how they
Yeah.
didn't like make it come back in one movie.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
gonna feel more earned.
I'm glad that we got a kiss. Like again, the throwback, the
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
kiss.
Uh-huh.
I know who you are, kind of thing. That's a Toby throwback for
Yeah.
sure. I really enjoy like those little throwbacks for sure.
Yeah. I like the like the relationship between like Peter and Ned and MJ. Like even though they don't know who he is, but he's still
It
like,
just felt so
yeah,
genuine
it
when
was
they were
just like
building the
funny. Yeah,
Legos
yeah.
and they were like drawing each other. Like that scene where they're just like together and like
Hmm.
enjoying each other. It just felt so good.
Yeah, there was a lot of like scenes where it was just I don't know how to explain, like dead air almost. But
Mm.
I feel like that's like a negative word, but it's like a good like it felt like filler, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah.
Like that whole scene where they're just building Legos, like that's just like it shows that like Peter Parker wants friends, like he feels lonely and he just wants to like
Which was the whole crux of this whole movie
yeah.
is him wanting to do everything alone,
Hmm.
finding out that he can't,
Yeah.
or yeah, well, yeah, that he can't, and he needs friends. He
Hmm.
needs people to be there. And he does kind of wrestle with the fact that yes, they will be put in danger,
Yeah.
but it's just something that it's not for him to decide. It's for whoever he's friends with to decide whether or not they want to be put into that
Yeah.
position.
So how do you feel about the Punisher sniping Spider-Man?
Dude,
I think
I thought we were GGs
I
there.
thought we were, especially after he gets sniped and the Punisher's carrying him into the hospital. I'm like,
Mm,
wait, are they actually gonna kill him off right now?
yeah.
I thought they were gonna do it. I think they should have gone through with it. I think they should have killed him off. I think that would have definitely put up my score and
Yeah,
like
because that would have an impact.
because the thing is, like, as soon as he gets sniped and you see that he gets shot, already I'm thinking, oh yeah, he's not gonna die. So
Mm.
like, if they actually went through with him dying right there, I think it would have left the impact. Like, because in our theater when he got sniped, nobody was like,
No
oh,
one.
like
I
nobody,
I did.
yeah,
I said, bro,
yeah, but
but
like
no one
nobody, like
else.
that's the thing. I feel like everybody already knew that he wasn't gonna die there. So I
Yeah.
think they should have went through with it. I think it would have made it better. It would have
Hmm.
been more insane.
I mean, we did get the whole, um, like the last scene with him and Punisher.
Yeah.
Their camaraderie, and like in my mind, like I wanted like there to be a scene where they were trying to take off his mask and Punisher wouldn't let them
Yeah.
because he wanted to keep his mask
Yeah.
on, because even though he made fun of him,
Hmm.
he was like, what kind of like
Yeah.
sassy
Like
shit is that?
he's like,
Like,
bro, you
that's
can't
some
even take
goofy ass shit.
it.
So I wish they would have, like, there's probably a scene out there of that. They probably just cut it out
Yeah.
because that would have been a great scene of them trying to take off the mask. He's like, you touch that, I'm gonna shoot you,
Yeah,
or
I
something like
think.
that,
Yeah, I think. Like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, because I said that no scene was like emotional for me
Mm.
or like it didn't pull any heartstrings. I think the only scene that could have done that for me is like a emotional scene between Spider-Man and Punisher. Like if they did kill him off, if they killed
Mm.
off the Punisher, is like Tom like starts crying. Like he sees it's another person he can't save.
Yeah.
And, like if it's like a thing where he like sacrificed himself to like help like Tom or Peter Parker.
There was like a quick moment where I'm like, are they gonna kill MJ off here? Because like
Oh,
it looked like
yeah,
she hit her back on
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing. I'm
yeah.
like, bro, did we just get
Yeah,
Andrew
I
again?
thought, yeah, I was like, because when he caught her, I'm like, okay, he caught her, like
Uh,
nothing happened, but then like she was like knocked out. I was like, wait, what?
yeah, and then he was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, okay, all right, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, all right, so now to bring up the negative parts of the movie, I think a huge negative for me is Jean Grey. Just because, not the fact that she was a boring character or bad character. I think it's just that, like, before this movie, we didn't know her.
Mm.
And then now we get introduced to her and, like, we get her whole backstory. And then, like, it's supposed to be, like, a sad backstory, but I just didn't feel for that character at all. Like, I don't know. It felt like they were trying to set her up for something. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We didn't need that much of her.
Yeah, and it was almost like a form of like wasted potential, because like the scenes that she had with Peter, like the only scene where they were actually like a give and go was when she went into his mind and they were like sitting.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the only scene where I'm like, okay, they're
Mhm.
acting here.
Yeah, yeah.
They're actually feeding off of each other. Everywhere else, it was just like it led to nothing, and her not being like the main thread, I feel like it's just like a dangle keys
Yeah,
kind of
for
situation.
yeah,
Like,
for that's another like negative I was gonna
mhm.
bring up. I feel like the plot itself was pretty obvious
Yeah.
because going into it, I never thought that she was gonna be like the main villain.
Mm.
But that's the thing. So once they revealed that she wasn't the main villain, like I was like, okay, so where's the real main villain? But like it being damage
Bitch
control,
control.
I wish it was like another villain that was like controlling her, like was controlling damage control or something.
Something like, or like if it was Sarah herself, like
Yeah,
she was alive and she was the one like,
cause
even that little bit would have been
uh-huh,
like, okay, so the telepathic
uh-huh,
is the bad
yeah,
guy here, because I just feel like it's a like a wash
yeah.
doing it to damage control, because we've gotten that so many
Yeah,
times,
like yeah,
man.
because I feel like I thought the main guy was gonna be the like being controlled by somebody else. Like I thought like they're gonna bring in Mr. Negative.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna be being controlled by Mr. Negative the whole time.
and I was super excited. Like like as I was watching, I was excited because I'm like, okay, we've had theories that Jean Grey wasn't going to be
Yeah.
the bad guy, right? And like we got the Scorpion fight right away. We got the red, the ninjas,
Hmm.
the what are they called? I forget what they're called.
The hand.
Yeah, the hand, that fight, like
That
done and
that
over,
yeah
and like. So we got those fights all over with. I'm like, okay, the trailer just showed us just like the first 30
yeah
minutes of this movie.
yeah
I was like, so they are gonna bring in something
yeah.
bad,
That's all I was
like
thinking.
they are gonna bring
Yeah
something in good.
yeah
Like
yeah.
I was super excited. Like I was like, okay, where is that? Where is it at?
Uh-huh.
And then we got the damage control. Like well, we saw the pieces coming together. Like,
Yeah
they're like
yeah
he was like, oh, VMAX and like Sarah, and
yeah.
we're just like, oh my
Because
god.
I feel like going into the movie, nobody thought that Jean Grey was gonna be the main villain or evil the whole time.
I don't. Yeah, no one did.
I didn't think
No
that.
one did.
Like it didn't like have the plot twist that every other like Tom Holland movie has had, like with Vulture being the dad,
The
you know,
dad. That,
and
that
then
was more impactful than what we found
Mysterio
out.
not being the main villain.
That one too. Even like
I mean, him
I'm like
being the main villain.
I'm so much lower and Far From Home, but like that
Yeah,
twist of
yeah.
like,
Like
oh,
I
he
feel
was the
like
bad
we
guy.
need like a twist like that because like
yeah.
the twist just didn't hit, and then I don't know. It's just like yeah, for me the plot like there being not like an actual main threat because the thing is there was no final fight or main fight.
No, it was just a bunch of small
Yeah.
fights. Yeah, there was good fights. Like the
Mm.
choreography was terrific. Like
Yeah.
I loved every single fight that
Like
he
the
got
hand.
into. Yeah, especially the hand fight.
Mm.
That was actually insane. But everything else, I just don't. I just don't think. I wish we would have gotten a super big fight and Spider-Man died.
That's why I wanted because
Uh,
that's another like like positive or like a positive slash negative thing I had that I love the fact that he was evolving the whole time, like
Mhm.
where he was getting the organic webbing and his intensified what is it web spidey senses.
Yeah.
But I wish that he got it under control sooner. And because he gets it under control versus the hand, and it's cool when he does it, when he finally gets it under control, but it's like for that one scene,
Mhm.
like I needed more of that. Like I wanted
Mhm.
more of that because another one of my favorite scenes is when he first loses control against Scorpion and he
Mhm.
it starts going insane on him. That scene is so good.
That was
What
that
like
little
bro,
scene
yeah.
there. I wish we would have
I
had more
needed
of
more
that,
of that.
because and once we get into our list, you'll see why. I think the scene where he notices Green Goblin in No Way Home,
That's what I thought.
bro.
That's what I was thinking.
I was like,
That's what I was thinking.
yes, I was like, bro, like
That's
that
what I
scene
needed
was
more
better.
of
Like
that.
we
I
needed
needed
more
of
of
that.
that, bro. We needed
That
more of that.
bro, that I love that scene. And then like after when he sees that he hurts the cop and like he's like, oh, like something is like going wrong with me.
Mhm.
Like I love that.
Yeah.
Like his acting there is so good.
I mean, his acting is phenomenal.
Yeah,
bro.
his acting in this
I
movie
mean,
is so
bro.
good.
I mean, coming from the Odyssey, like I
Uh-huh.
think I just think he was just around so much people and so much like good actors
Yeah.
that he just kind of like locked in
Uh-huh.
for this movie. You know, like I feel like he was locked in.
He was
for sure.
definitely the best actor in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think
I think John Berthenol is a close
Uh-huh.
second, but I think yeah,
Yeah.
he this was his movie.
Yeah.
This was his movie for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? It was a negative that I had. It was another negative.
Did it have to do with like organic webbing or?
I don't know, I think it had something to do with that, but it was just like because that's just like my main gripe is just the fact that he didn't master it till the very end.
till the very end, and
And
like,
I feel like it could have been way more impactful. Like,
mhm,
oh, I'm Peter Parker or I'm both of them.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, and it's because he did it against the hand too. Like, not even a main threat.
Another throwback was when he was trying to do his webs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Go web,
go web,
go.
go. Yeah, that was another throwback, and I like how he was like he would say it. He was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what he was saying. He was like something
He
web,
was saying like release web or like
something like
let
that.
go web.
Let go web.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a call to the comic books or something.
hmm
Because like yeah, he kept saying that when he was like swinging with MJ.
hmm
Which brings me to another positive I had about this movie. The swinging scenes once he um evolved, I thought were amazing because it was a situation where he didn't know how to swing, but like the way they were showing, like
Yeah.
him flipping,
Uh
him
huh.
crashing, because it was like first POV, it was IP, like they were switching
Yeah.
POVs the whole
Yeah.
time, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Every swinging thing we got in this movie, I think it just blew
Yeah,
Tasm 2 out of
I
the
wish
park.
that we just got more scenes of him like mastering like his evolving, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz like we just got that one scene with the hand which was amazing, like the choreography there, like where the camera flips upside down and he's fighting them, like that scene
Dude,
like was
that was
insane.
crazy, bro. I was like, bro,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. And then but then like after that like he goes to Jean Grey and it's just like you know,
Yeah.
w- power friendship moment.
Power. They did have a lot of power friendship moments,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just I just wished I wish they would have had a like a bigger impact
Like because
moments.
I feel like they try to push Jean Grey too much on you and like try to
Mhm.
make you care for her. Like I don't see anybody crying to like the Jean Grey scene, like her
No,
backstory or
I don't think
anything.
anyone being sad either. I mean, I think the girl next to me was getting emotional and like
Bruh.
just I was like, bro, I was like, what? Like,
Yeah,
is this
because like
like
even her backstory with her sister being taken, like I was just like,
sister being taken, mom not being there for them? Like, I don't know. This doesn't really pull you
yeah,
in because
yeah.
it's like surface level a dialogue,
hmm
surface level just scene in general. You know?
Like I feel like the scene with Punisher sniping Spider-Man,
Mm.
I feel like that scene could have been way more emotional as well. Like I feel like
Yeah.
after like he sniped him and he saw Spider-Man, like I think he should like started crying or something because like he is like he had no reaction to it.
Yeah, he could have gone into like because sometimes he has that crazy. He was like, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no, like,
yeah. I feel like he
what did I
should. Yeah,
do?
I feel like he should have like started crying or something. Like it was
Yeah,
funny when he starts crying in front of Peter Parker
Peter
and he's
Parker.
like, "Are you
Yeah,
crying right now?"
yeah, that was funny. Bro, their two interactions definitely carry the movie. Him talking to Banner as well. I thought I thought Banner would have recognized it was Peter Parker for some reason. I don't know why, because like when uh, the erasing went on, we don't know what state he was in, other than the
Yeah.
fact
Oh
that
yeah.
didn't we get like an end credit scene where he was Banner?
Yeah.
So like I don't know, I don't know if that was like right after,
hmm
before. So it doesn't really tell us like because I really would have enjoyed that caveat of the spell only worked because that's who you were as
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
person. Hulk being a whole different person,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like if he was like Smart Hulk too,
Uh
like I
huh.
don't know, like I wish they would have like talked more about that. Um, but what did you think of like the nano chip?
I don't know. That's like another like I like that he was using it for himself, but then he was like trying to use it on like he was using it on Jean Grey, on Hulk.
I just thought it was like a little bit of a cop
Yeah,
out, a
because like
little
it was like
bit,
it's broken. Like you just take everybody's powers
and
away.
you kind of like, and like I have another question for you, but like you kind of just like break the scope of intelligence. Like it's hard to imagine that. Oh, you unlock like this new like gene
Yeah.
suppressing
hmm
mutant. Like it was just the way they were talking about how they wanted to suppress how Hulk suppresses how Banner suppresses Hulk,
hmm
and how that can be related to him suppressing his arachnid side. It was hard to grasp
Yeah.
that terminology and that understanding of how it's gonna work,
Yeah.
because like him like having like this whole like Iron Man vibe, where he has
Yeah.
like the thing that's always like stitching his
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
suit, and he has Eve.
Uh-huh.
Like, what did you think of like that? Like, was that too much Iron Man? Like, do you think he should have relied more on like just pure simple instinct, as opposed to she was
Uh-huh.
calculating everything. She was
Yeah.
calculating the jumps between the force pushes.
I didn't mind it too much. I actually liked it because it's like for me it's like his first like three movies is like his relationship with Iron Man growing and like him teaching things. So I feel like this Peter Parker should have a part of Iron Man still with him and like
I
like inspiration
Yeah,
from
because that,
that.
that definitely was an Iron
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
throwback caveat there. Because the way he was like looking at the computers, he was like analyzing his web
Yeah.
fluid. He was, he was like changing his eyes, the how they
Yeah.
focus and
Yeah.
how they don't focus. So, I personally think like he shouldn't rely on technology, but that's only because like if we're just looking at live action Spider-Man,
Mhm.
he's smart, but he's not Iron Man level smart where he can invent things from scratch.
Yeah.
Obviously Spider-Man invented his web shooters, but I feel like it just comes with the character. I don't think the technology was necessary.
I like the gadgets he was using.
Like the web
Yeah, the
bombs, and
bomb.
I feel like he can still make those,
Uh-huh.
but like having Eve like do all the calculations
But I
for
feel like he
him.
got like the technology from Iron Man,
I mean, absolutely, like it's
like
a
Stark
like a,
Industries.
yeah. I mean, it's a uh, Edith was
Yeah,
her name. Like
yeah.
it's rip off, not rip off, but like it's
I'm pretty sure
copy
he just
paste Edith,
I'm pretty sure he just got it
and I
from
think
that.
he made it himself.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I would have enjoyed more of the technology if I saw him like kind of build it. They have like that scene in the beginning where he is going through the year without uh MJ and Ned, and they're going through like the different scenario, him fighting Scorpion
Yeah.
and all that, and like him getting the apartment,
Mhm.
and like he was like, "Oh, I'll take it," and that's where he built like his computer stuff. But we kind of just skipped that. It was almost like a little montage to get us to our
Yeah,
plot that we're
yeah.
going to. I wish we would have focused a little bit more on, okay, yes, this is a callback to Iron Man. He's building like him coding, Eve, and like, what should I call her?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna call her Eve, and
Yeah.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
I wish we had a little bit more of that. It would have been a little bit more digestible. Like they kind of just put that in front of us, and I'm just a firm believer that Spider-Man shouldn't rely on technology.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely a lot of scenes in this movie where I was like, I feel like we could have gotten something else other than the scene.
Yeah, I did find myself, and not like mainly Spider-Man. Like there was other scenes that I told myself we could have done better here.
Yeah, like
Like,
with Jean Grey's backstory,
yeah.
like where it starts off where she like her sister's like, okay, so who do you want to be?
Mhm.
And it's like the whole thing of explaining like, oh, you can't jump that far. You need to go through everybody else.
Yeah, and like I guess we kind of got it, but like we need more New York support.
Yeah,
Like
we didn't. Yeah,
the
no,
only scene
yeah,
we got was the guy in the car in the
uh-huh.
beginning. He was like, "I got you, Spidey."
Yeah, that was
Like
funny.
that was funny, and like, but we needed like a bigger scale
Yeah,
of that. And the only thing we got was at the end where they're like there's to support Spider
yeah.
Man, but I wish there was more like you mess with him, you mess with all of us
Because
kind
that
of thing.
I mean that's another thing. Like, I feel like the OST isn't there.
No,
The soundtrack isn't there.
the soundtrack isn't there, and I don't know if that's like in part fault of him starting in Civil War, so they weren't able to like give him like a
Uh
proper.
huh.
They didn't really get like a musician to
Uh huh.
properly give him like a real OST like we have for Toby and
Yeah, cause like when we're
Andrew,
comparing it, especially to Angie's
bro.
OST, bro,
Yeah, what do you got for today for me, New
I
York?
loved
Like that scene
bro.
is, oh my
And
god, that scene
it's
is
mainly
so
because of
good.
the
Always,
soundtrack there, bro. Like we
yes.
have a soundtrack like that for the opening scene that we for Brand New Day, like
Like,
it's up there, bro.
and I think this is in TASM 1. We needed that scene of like, like, the cranes, like
Yeah.
helping him get to where he needed to
Uh huh.
go. Like, even that scene, it had the OST too. And that was just lacking in this movie. It really was.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's mainly just the emotion wasn't there for me. Like every other Tom Holland movie has made me teared up or cried. Like every single like No Way Home, Homecoming, Far From
Mm.
Home. Like they all have a scene. And I feel like this one there could have been so many good opportunities like to make me tear up or
Tear up.
cry. Like if they go through with Spider-Man dying like easily right there. Like
Mm.
I feel like if they showed MJ's reaction and Ned's reaction to like him dying and that's what makes them remember him or something, you know? Like I feel like that scene could have been sad like after he gets sniped if that's where she finds the letter, she starts reading it, and that's when she
And then
remembers.
she goes visit at the hospital and
Yeah.
like I remember
Yeah, like I
everything.
feel like it could have been so like
More
more.
heartstringy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. This one did miss a impact for sure.
it did.
Like there was no impact. Like I said, there was the high. Like I said in the beginning, there was a lot of highs, but like they stayed the same. There was not
Hmm.
one high that out hied the
Yeah,
other. You know, uh, I'm in total agreement. It was definitely lacking in that aspect. I kind of wish we had more. I do kind of see where they were like kind of hesitant to do something like that because they had it in Homecoming, they had it in Far From Home, the whole plot twist in No Way Home where um Toby and Andrew were there. It's not really a plot twist, but like, oh man, they're in here, they're in this
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
So like, I feel like they didn't want like a fourth movie with like another plot twist, but I don't know, it's something like I would have wanted.
yeah.
You know, like I don't think they should have thought it was like rinse and repeat. I
Hmm.
feel like if we had an emotional moment that impacted us, like any one scene in the other movies, like this movie would probably be the best movie of
Yeah,
2026.
yeah.
But it's just lacking in a couple things for sure.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So, do you want to rank it amongst all other projects?
Let's rank it amongst all of the projects.
So there's 11 movies now, counting animation and with all the live actions. So
Mhm.
do you want to start with yours from 11, the worst to the best?
Worst to the best. All right.
Right.
You ready?
Yep.
Number yeah, well, I'm just gonna lay them out for me.
You don't want to like.
I don't have them numbered.
What do you mean?
So I just have them listed. I don't have a numbered. So if like let me see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Oh, okay. So yeah, okay, I got you. I got you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
11. TASM 1. 10.
Bad. Okay.
10. Far From Home.
Duh.
9. Spider-Man 3.
Bro.
8. Spider-Man 1. 7. Homecoming.
Oh my gosh.
Where am I? 6.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man 2. 5. Into. I could call it Into, right?
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. That's number, what did I say, 5?
Yeah.
Number 4. Brand New Day. Number 4, Brand New Day. Number 3, TASM 2.
That's insane.
Number 2,
Duh.
Across. And number
That's insane.
number 1, No Way Home. I thought about this list a lot.
TASM 2 above Brand New Day.
Yes.
So you have Brand New Day at number 4.
Yes, because it lacked that impact, and TASM 2 gives us the best impact I feel across all Spider-Man movies, which is Gwen Stacy dying. That I cried tears.
I think the only thing that loses me in TASM 2 is the whole Green Goblin.
I get
plot
that.
line.
I definitely get that. But the highs in TASM 2 are much higher in this movie. And if I'm just going based off like highs, I thought about this a lot. Because I'm like, I loved the swinging sequences in Brand New Day more than TASM because it was a copy paste template.
Yeah.
But TASM just has the OST and it has one of the most impactful moments. And not only that, the fight between him and Electro. Yeah, I mean, my sound system just is bumping with that one, bro. I'm just, I just think TASM 2's highs are just much higher.
Cause like so the electro fight is really good. The
Mm.
first electro fight, because I feel
Mm.
like the second one
It's
isn't.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of wonky, but
Gwen Stacy dying, I it's a good scene. It's sad, but I remember the first time watching it, it didn't make me cry.
I cried.
It wasn't yeah, it just didn't like it doesn't have the impact for me, but like it is a good scene, right?
It's a great scene.
And then yes, that first opening scene is really good.
It's really good. What you got for me today, New York? Like
Yeah.
it's just so good.
Okay.
That's my list.
All right.
Let's go ahead and hear yours. I know we're like way off for sure.
We are so different. Number 11, Spider-Man 3.
Oh no!
What did you have at 11?
I had TASM 1 at 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 10, Spider-Man 1.
No. You're dumb. I mean, man.
All right. Number 9, TASM 1.
Okay.
Number 8, Spider-Man 2.
Number 8?
Number 7, TASM 2.
What?
Number 6, Far From Home. Number 5, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We had both of them.
Yeah, we had them on at 5.
Number 4, Homecoming. Number 3, Brand New Day.
Okay. I had it at 4. You have it
Yeah.
at 3. Okay.
Number 2, Across the Spider-Verse. And number 1, No Way Home.
Yeah, I mean, and like the reason I gave it a 9.2.
Yeah.
I was much higher than you, obviously, but it ranks different on our list. But it's because my TASM 2 is like a 9.3, 9.4.
Yeah.
My No Way Home is like 9.8. Like it's
Yeah.
up there. It's like that one's gonna be hard to beat. And Across too. Like Across and No Way Home to me personally are gonna be like the hardest Spider-Man to beat. Even after I rewatched Brand New Day, like I know we gotta rewatch Brand New Day, let it sit, let it settle. You know, watch it in the way that it was meant to be watched, because like we were kind of going in like hoping to get a plot twist, hoping to get something big, but we didn't. But maybe that wasn't their direction, so maybe we just gotta give it a second watch. But
Yeah.
I think No Way Home and Across are just phenomenal movies that they're just not gonna be touched.
They are.
What is your favorite fight sequence across all Spider-Man?
All Spider-Man?
Yeah, because when you said Spider-Man 2 at number 8, I think you said number 8 or number 7.
TASM 2?
No, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah, I have it at number 8.
So a lot of people have Spider-Man 2.
But that's only because of Doc Ock. Train scene.
The train scene. So what do you think about the train scene? Because you watched it recently.
Yeah.
How do you compare that against one of your favorite scenes?
Because I think of my favorite fight scenes of Spider-Man probably has to be one that always comes to mind for me is the apartment scene from No Way Home.
Oh my god!
Where he senses Goblin coming back, and they all like start fighting him in the apartments, and like he gets slammed, like he's getting like teamed up by everybody. Like the Lizard slams him, or he grabs him like from the outside, and then Green Goblin like slams him to the floor. Like I just love that scene.
It's a phenomenal scene, and like I wish we would have got more of that in Brand New Day, because that scene, like when he's like, it gets like quiet, and he's like what's going on? Like, I'm sensing something.
I remember first watching, I was like, what's about to happen?
Yeah.
I was so scared on what was gonna happen. But I think so. Because I don't think that one has the best like choreography. I think it just like the fight itself is cool because it's like Peter Parker versus all 6 villains. But I think like the best looking, like, I think Andrew Garfield versus Electro is better than Doc Ock.
It's because it has a soundtrack.
It does.
It has a sound. Like I remember,
and the way it looks, like with all the electricity moving, like
and like
slow mo.
I think we're just OST whores because I think it's a major influence because of anime.
Yeah.
But like I when I watched the Doc Ock scene with you, I'm like, bro, it's like dead quiet.
Yeah.
Like there's like no soundtrack
Yeah.
going on right
Yeah.
now, and the way it is in TASM 2 against Electro is like that dubstep. Like, oh man, it's just amazing. It's just
Yeah.
amazing.
So I mean, before going like watching this movie, I was hoping it could be my number one movie, Brand New Day.
Mm,
But yeah, I think it. I'm gonna keep it at 3. I could see it going down more, like in the future.
mm.
I don't know. I don't see it going up.
I wouldn't say disappointed is a good word for this movie. I would
I
just
It's
say
because
like
it left me wanting way more. Like I need more.
lackluster is the word I
Yeah,
would use.
because like now we need way like I wanted just more Spider-Man because this is Spider-Man will return at
Where
the
we
end,
turn.
and like I already like we're gonna have to wait like probably 3 years,
Literally.
and then we
What
had the end
the
credit
end
scene.
credit scene. So what did so
I,
you kind of tell me like your little
theory,
yeah, your little theory
and
and
that's the only thing that popped up in my mind. Venom,
Venom.
because it was like on a meteor or the moon or like a meteorite. Like it
It
was
was
just like
something like that, and then it was almost like off planet for sure, like off planet. So it yeah, I think Venom is a good theory, but I can also see it being
another
like
multiverse.
that or like he starting like it's like where we're gonna start for Secret Wars. Like I think it's gonna be like we're gonna it's probably gonna I don't know. I feel like he's gonna go to the planet that Nick Fury's in or something like that.
Could be like he's gonna end up there.
Yeah, somehow, some way. I just don't know how. Like
I can see that too.
I think Venom is a strong theory for sure.
Mhm.
Especially because we know like it came in an asteroid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like that's too forward.
Yeah, because I feel like people. I don't know why, but I feel like people don't want to see Venom symbiote get.
Yeah, because like we kind of got that his like over strength already because that's
Hmm.
what the Venom suit does. At least
Yeah.
in Spider-Man, Tobey wears like it gives him like stronger and
Hmm.
he's more he's basically because I thought when he was evolving, I'm like this is like similar to Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was angry all the
Yeah.
time. He was punching like not holding his
Yeah.
punches.
He's like, I'm gonna put some dirt in your
I'm gonna put
eye.
some dirt in your eye. I'm gonna staple it. I'm gonna staple that thing to the freaking.
But yeah, I mean, looking at my list, I am pretty low on TASM 2, like with all the highs that TASM 2 have.
And it's primarily because, and I can see why you say like other than the highs,
Hmm.
the lows are
Yeah, like
lows,
with
man.
it's mainly Goblin.
The low-
It's mainly Goblin.
That's the question.
But yeah, because like there is a bunch of good scenes, but it's like, because you had like Far From Home really low.
It's because Far From Home, it does have like that twist I like, but I
Yeah.
feel like that's the only good thing about that movie.
No, it's like that whole like that movie. He's by himself because that's after Iron Man dies,
Mm.
and it's like that's when he's first learning how to be an adult.
I just don't think like the Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 3, which I have above
Mhm.
Far From Home. Like Spider-Man 3, I think it's just
That's-
nostalgia.
Yes, Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
I had that at number 11.
We rewatched it and like I actually found myself enjoying it.
I don't know.
And like I just like rewatchability, like I just feel like I can rewatch that one. Far From Home, like I would rather watch Homecoming or any of the other Tom
Mhm.
Holland movies. I wouldn't like want to watch Far From Home again.
Really?
Yeah. And then Spider-Man 1 is like obviously like where it all started. So
I
like
think that's just nostalgia because I had
I
that
mean,
at number 10.
well, I mean, I have to give it the respect it deserves
Yeah.
because it was the first time. Well, I don't know if it was the first time, but like it's one of the first times that superheroes got put into like the movie industry, and the way Sammy Raimi brought it in. I mean, he just did a great job with like what he had available to him.
I
you know?
remember the reason. So I have Spider-Man 1 at number 10
Mm.
because I remember thinking the final fight of that scene is not good because it's him versus Goblin. Like after they finally or he doesn't know that it's Norman the whole time still, and he only sees him until after he dies, right?
Yeah, basically.
And the final fight is just Green Goblin ending up stabbing himself. Like it wasn't a fight.
No, but I mean, Green Goblin. It's almost like the Heath Ledger. Um,
I don't think he's that good as in that movie. I think he's better in No Way Home.
he definitely is better in No Way
Yeah.
Home for sure. I can tell you that.
Uh huh.
But I mean, he definitely carries the Spider-Man one
Yeah.
movie for
I
sure.
think he's better than Toby, like as an
Yeah,
actor.
absolutely. And the way he just can switch it on to be
Yeah.
Goblin is
Because
crazy.
that's why I have TASM above Spider-Man 1 and 3. Because I have it at number 9. And like the final, like especially the scene where the New Yorker, he gets the New Yorker's help and he's swinging, and then he has a final fight with the lizard. Like he has a fight with like multiple fights with the lizard, like one at the school and then one at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could be persuaded on my list. I think my list is solid for me.
Yeah.
And I did like No Way Home. I just think was, and it has to heavily deal with the fact that we were surprised
Yeah.
that Toby and
Yeah.
Andrew came in, and like even though we're like lower on the Toby and Andrews, I just feel that having them all together was just like cinematic,
Yeah.
like history.
Like, I feel like
Basically.
there's nothing in this movie that in Brand New Day that got me surprised. Where
Yeah.
I'm like everything that we got from the trailers is what we got in the movie.
Yeah, like I kind of felt that,
Yeah.
like, and especially they kind of like rage baited us, like we haven't met the real villain yet, and like
Uh-huh.
the real villain is damage control.
Yeah, but
like,
it's like
bro, that was kind of dumb. That was like really dumb
yeah.
for me.
So I don't know if it's gonna go. I can see it going down on my list though. It's at 3, cause like I don't know. I feel like Homecoming. Like I love Homecoming.
I'll tell you what, let's sit on it,
Uh-huh.
and if we have an updated list, we can post it after the
Yeah,
fact. We can post it
yeah.
after the podcast. If people start commenting that they hate our list, we can just be like, well, this is our new list, guys, new and improved.
I mean, so all right. So after watching Brand New Day, I mean, before watching Brand New Day, like leading up to it, we watched all the other Spider-Man movies as well. Like we rewatched them. Who do you think has the best Aunt May? And who has the worst? Because we have 3 Aunt Mays. We have Andrews, we have Toms, and we have Toby's.
So
Should we give our list at the same time?
Okay.
Like write it down.
Yeah, let's write it down.
So 1, 2, 3. Write the actor's name. You know.
I don't know the actor's name, but
No, like write Toby, Tom, or
okay,
or
gotcha.
Garfield. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So 1 is best Aunt May. 3 is worst Aunt May.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
I'm almost there. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Oh shoot. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Tom. I have Tom, Andrew, Toby.
I have Tom, Toby, Andrew.
Okay, so I think Toby has the worst Aunt May because of what is it, Spider-Man 2?
Where she's moving?
Yeah. Or like after she finds out that he's the reason why Uncle Ben dies, like that scene where he tells her that and she just like doesn't want to talk to him and wants nothing to do with him, like that's such a bad reaction because he's already going through it, like, and she just like she's actually blaming him, like it. Like I feel like your reaction there should be like, oh no, it's not your fault, but she's like, her going quiet there and leaving, like she's thinking it's his fault.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you because the whole time she's with Peter. Peter's like this secretive guy from her perspective. And it's always like secrets of Peter. She never knows where he's at.
Yeah.
And we finally get to the point where, she has no idea why Ben got shot. So random, happened out of nowhere in her perspective that when she, he didn't say anything when, he was like, he was there to pick me up.
Yeah.
And that's it. But when he gave like the truth, I don't know. I feel like that's a genuine reaction. And it's why I put her above Andrew's Aunt May, because I feel like her acting is better than Andrew's Aunt May acting. Andrew's Aunt May acting, I feel like it's just like a definite like support, like
Yeah,
a
that's why I
side
like her. That's
character.
what she's supposed to be though. Like she's supposed to be like heartwarming, like she's supposed to feel like home, like his mom, you know?
I guess, but like, like it's almost like she almost couldn't have existed in Andrew's world, and I would have like, I feel like it would have brought taken away nothing from anything. Like where they have like one scene or like one or two, maybe just one emotional scene between Garfield and her,
Yeah.
and like she gets mad at him at one point, and she tries to be like the mother figure, but like it just doesn't work at
Yeah.
all. She's like getting mad at him, but like we know what Spider-Man has gone through at the up to that point in that
Hmm.
movie, and we're just like like shut up, you don't even know what's going on. And I don't know, like I was frustrated with Andrews than more than I was with Toby's.
I was more frustrated with Toby's Aunt May because, like, especially in Spider-Man 2, like most of his problems are I mean, a lot of his problems are coming with the fact that he has no money. Like we see that he's broke, but she has her own house and she like I feel like she should be helping him with money, like, you know. Like
I don't know, like I feel like that we could say the same about Andrews because I
no,
mean,
he was still living with her now, like the whole time.
yeah, I guess he was.
Yeah, cuz
Yeah,
Toby
he was, yeah.
cuz and the only reason why Tom goes broke is cuz Aunt May dies. So she's not there to support him. But like he still has Toby has Aunt May the whole time and he's going broke. Like she's not helping support him. Like I don't know.
Not a parent figure.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I have a question for you. Mary fuck kill.
What? The the old freaking Toby's Mary.
No,
Nah.
I'm marrying Tom Holland.
Yeah, marry Tom Holland.
I'm
F Andrews and then killing Toby's.
nope. Disagree.
Nah.
Disagree. Dude, Toby's Aunt May can get it, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I think everybody should have Tom Holland's Aunt May at number one.
She's like a good combination of support character and like main character because she is in a lot of the
Uh-huh.
movies. She does have a lot of
She
screen
has an
time.
impact.
She does have
Her
impact.
death scene is actually sad.
Yes.
She has like one of the saddest scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, how do you feel about Tom Holland not having an Uncle Ben? Does that bother you at all?
For me, it doesn't because it's like obviously we know that he already had an Uncle Ben. We saw it the other two times as well, like with Toby and Andrew. I feel like we didn't need to see it for a third time. It would have been too obvious. But I feel like Tony Stark being his Uncle Ben, like I like that even more.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I remember when I first saw Homecoming, and like obviously we had the understanding from the get go in Civil War that it was just his aunt. I was just like, oh, are we just not gonna mention Uncle Ben? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like I had like a bad taste in my mouth at first because I was like, Uncle Ben it has like that impact of like with great power comes
Yeah.
great responsibility, and like that's like the pivotal moment in Spider-Man's life. And I was like, oh, we're just not gonna get this,
Yeah.
and but we ended up getting it. You know,
Yeah.
so obviously my opinions changed, but I remember at the time watching Homecoming, I'm just like, okay, so we're just not gonna get this
Yeah,
impactful
yeah.
moment.
I mean, after seeing Brand New Day, I feel like it's right to say that Tom and Zendaya's relationship is the best out of the.
It kind of rivals Andrews though, cause like
I don't.
they both have chemistry,
They have chemistry,
on and
yeah,
on
yeah,
and off
yeah.
cast. I do think that since we get more with MJ and Tom Holland,
Yeah.
that yes, I can see them clearing it.
Uh-huh.
If we would have got more with Andrew
Yeah, I
and her,
could have
I was
seen
like,
that,
maybe
yeah.
we can get more.
But I don't think Toby's in the conversation.
No,
bro.
absolutely, bro. I
I
hate that
me
MJ.
Too.
Oh
Me
my
too. I hate her, bro.
God.
And in Spider-Man 3, I
She
don't
was
know
the
what
worst.
they're I don't know what they're writing. I don't know what they're
I think
There's no way you have Spider-Man 3 that high out there, bro. I remember watching Spider-Man 3,
Well, I have it. I don't have it that high. I have it at like number 8 or number 9.
bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember. I think that's why I remember having it because it's my
So
number
low?
11,
Oh.
and that whole scene or the, and it's just like, and he starts singing. I was like, what? what are we like? This isn't Spider-Man. This is not a Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the whole scene with her singing, and he comes in. I was like, there's no way you don't have that at 11. That's not Spider-Man.
No, I just think TASM 2, like TASM 1, goes nowhere. Like I feel like the story is so
What?
convoluted.
How?
Like I get bored watching TASM 1.
There's no
I
way.
get bored watching TASM 1.
No.
I don't get bored watching Spider-Man 3
No.
because there's like funny things that you can make fun
Like,
of.
like I'd rather rewatch TASM 1. Like, I wouldn't rewatch TASM 3 because, like, the only reason people like Spider-Man 3 is because of the memes and, like, it's funny. But it's like, that doesn't make it a good Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but we get Venom, we get the black suit, like the iconic.
That whole scene with like him going, like taking the girl out to get MJ jealous. Like I hate that whole scene, bro.
I mean, sure, but like to say
like that has nothing to do with Spider-Man. That's not Spider-Man.
I feel like we can say like a lot about scenes in TASM 1 though.
Like
the whole thing about like his parents and like his dad having a backstory. And,
I like that because it being like gave it like a twist to it.
That's not. I don't think that's a twist.
It gives it its own like unique thing to it.
I guess, but it's like stretching the story. Like that's not Spider-Man. If you want to get down to it, that's
but
not Spider-Man.
It's like it's more interesting. That's the thing. Like I'd rather see that. Like like his dad like was doing something rather than I'm gonna get MJ jealous and I'm just gonna go out with this other girl.
It just feels like Andrew was given his power because of his blood instead of it RNG, spider bite me.
I know, but I like that because it's not like, anybody could have gotten bitten by a spider and anybody could have been Spider-Man. Like, I like the fact that it had to have been Peter Parker.
I guess, but doesn't that go against like what Stan Lee said?
No, that's not no.
Anyone can be Spider-Man.
Right? Don't like. He's saying that like because nobody
Explain
knows.
Miles Morales. Explain Miles Morales. Cross is your number 2. Explain Miles Morales.
He's the only anomaly. He's the original anomaly.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
But that I like the fact because I mean that explains that why every Spider-Man is Peter Parker in every universe or most universes.
And why No Way Home happened the way it happened.
I don't know how you like Spider-Man 3 that much. I hate that scene. Like I actually hate it. It's a 0 out of 10 for me. I hate that scene. All right, so now do you want to go into the ranking of the suits now?
Yeah, we can do that.
Is this Brand New Day on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on there.
So, all right, do you want to give your thoughts on this brand new suit that we saw on Brand New Day?
I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I have it pretty high.
Because I already knew we were going to do this ranking on the podcast. Yeah. And the whole movie, I was thinking, like, okay, do I like the suit? Like, I was actually, like, analyzing the suit. Like, I was seeing, like, the little hexagons that he has, like, the textures he has.
There was a lot of close-ups on the suit, too.
Like, I would give the suit, like, a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 9.6.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I could bring it to a 9.5.
Yeah, it was a great suit. It was
really
much.
good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So we have a bracket here.
Yep.
So we're just gonna fight them off.
Every single suit.
Every single live action suit. No cross here. No into.
I don't think it would have been that high though.
Yeah, it's all live action. There is a Spider-Man suit in here, like from the 1997 movie. So yeah.
All right.
So right now we have TASM 1 and Night Monkey.
I would give it to Night Monkey because that TASM 1 suit, like the back of it,
it's just a little weird, isn't it?
It is. It's like mainly blue.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It is.
And like even the spider is blue, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of like it's
an
off color blue. Yeah. So like it's kind of weird. So yeah.
I get the Spider-Man. Yeah, Night Monkey.
All right, this is the 1997 one.
I'll give it to Toby. Yeah, it's just nostalgic.
Yeah,
not iconic. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, definitely nostalgic here. So we have it's Tom Holland versus Tom Holland. So it's his suit and his reverse suit. So the 1-in-1. So do you like his main suit or his reverse suit?
I don't like the reverse suit. Like the reverse suit didn't make sense to me.
You didn't think it was like creative in a way?
I think like it wasn't like I don't like it, but I feel like it wouldn't like. I feel like the wires wouldn't be like that.
True. I guess so. And it was like a Stark
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
so like yeah, I guess yeah. I mean, because it's the same suit, it's just in
Yeah,
reverse.
cause it's cool. It was like a black and gold, like
Mm.
that was cool. But then the wires is
It's
what
kind of
threw me off.
off-putting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have
I think yeah, Tom Holland
ooh
homemade, and then Andrew
Andrew
homemade.
homemade.
I think
I feel like Andrew homemade is actually homemade.
it is, but it's like it doesn't resemble
That
Spider
is true.
Man.
It doesn't resemble
Cause it's just
Spider-Man.
the red on. I would give it to Tom Holland because it's like a funny one. You know, it's like
Ooh.
it's him trying to be Spider Man, and like he puts it on later in the movie too.
I can give Andrew his
Yeah,
creativity marks though for sure. But
yeah.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to give it to Tom Holland here. So we have Black Spider-Man and Black Noir. That's actually a
Noir.
good look.
Yeah, that is.
I
That is.
I'm nostalgia vader. I have to
It
go
has to
black.
be. Yeah, it has
Yeah,
to be.
like
I'll give
it's
you
just
that.
so
Even
good.
though the movie sucks, I'll give it to freaking Venom.
It was like his only costume change in the whole
that's
trilogy.
yeah, and that's the only time we get a Venom Spider-Man.
Yeah, it is the only time we get a Venom Spider-Man.
We get a Venom Tom Holland.
Ooh. So we have Civil War against Spider-Man 1.
Oh,
Dude,
I know.
I
I'm going.
raised webbing. End of discussion. Raised webbing. End of
uh,
discussion.
That.
Dude,
I'll-
look. So okay,
I love Civil War suit, bro.
it was it is the best Spider-Man has from Spider-Man 1 to when we got him in Civil War. It was the best version of Spider-Man we've gotten in a long time. And it's mainly because, we don't spend a lot of time with Peter Parker's side, so we don't get to like judge him for both at the time. We just judge him on his Spider-Man, and like he did a great Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's just the Spider-Man 1 suit has a lot of CGI.
You think so?
I mean, especially in the first one.
I thought it was more practical. Don't you think?
I think it's every time he's like swinging, you could tell it's like CGI.
I guess so, except for the close-ups on Mary Jane. It was just like a prosthetic. It was like it wasn't him swinging, which we got swinging with MJ here, and it felt more realistic than the other one. But
I don't know. I think it's just the eyes too for the Spider-Man 1 suit. Is like there was like metal. I think
there was metal, and I do like the way his eyes like move up and down.
I like that.
Yeah. So we got Four Claws against
the black and red, right?
Yeah, the black and red.
I love that black and red.
You like the black and red one?
I like black and red.
Oh man, I didn't think
because I mean, Spider-Man originally is supposed to be black and red.
Yes.
Because in the comics they only did the blue as lighting.
Yeah.
But then like it just became more blue.
More blue.
But for
over
me,
time.
because black and red, this suit comes out in No Way Home, or is it?
I think it was Far From Home, isn't it?
I'm trying to think when he would use. Is that the one that he makes?
Yeah, it's the one he makes from Far From Home. Remember, he makes it. He was like, "I got it."
Yeah,
and he's in the plane with Happy.
I like black and red is aura.
I guess it is aura, and like this is like basically all CGI
and just like nanotech.
Nanotech, like it looks good on.
That feels like Iron Man.
Yeah, it looks better on Iron Man.
Yeah.
So we got TASM 2 against Brand New Day.
Oh,
this one's gonna be hard, dude. This one's gonna be hard. This one's hard. This one's hard because both of them have their pluses, bro.
Because like the blue, I feel like is better on Brand New Day
because
like
it looks more comic-y.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks more so Brand New Day looks way more comic accurate than TASM 2, but TASM 2 looks cooler.
It does. Like, it's aura, bro.
It is. If it has that realistic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, because especially on the blue with Brand New Day, is like shiny.
Very shiny. And especially, like, it was more shiny when at the end of No Way Home when he's, like, swinging in the snow.
Yeah.
That's when you can see it shine the most. But there was scenes where it was super shiny. And I don't want to say it's off-putting. I think Andrew's it's just super realistic. Like he's just mogging. Bro. He's actually mogging.
Especially the build that you
I didn't realize Brand New Day would get out this soon
Yeah.
because I do like Brand New
Me
Days.
too. I think
Raised
yeah,
webbing, it
yeah,
has
yeah.
hey,
Oh
it's how the roll
damn.
goes. All right, we got Spider Monkey versus Nostalgia. I mean, man, I got you there for 3 minutes.
Which
Three
one would
minutes
you
of
rather
plate.
wear?
I would wear Toby's. I feel like I would fit Toby's more.
Ooh, I'd rather wear Spider Monkey.
Well, like where, like in the sense,
Like if you're Spider-Man.
yeah. Oh, because it's more combat realistic.
Uh-huh.
Like this one is like he has like sweatpants on, a
Yeah,
shirt they tie
like
dyed,
which one
and
looks
some gloves.
cooler?
Yeah, I get okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna with Spider Monkey. We have his
Homemade one?
homemade one against his like nanotechnology one.
That's the upgraded suit.
Yeah, it's
right?
the upgraded suit. When I think was when he gets the nanotech and the spider. I don't know. I'm like a sucker for like non-nano stuff, spidery wise. Like I don't like technology, spidery
You hate
wise.
Iron Man, bruh.
I don't hate Iron Man. I just don't think Spider Man needs to rely on technology.
That's not like a problem
It's
for me.
cool. Like it's cool to see and like the him talking to Edith or Eve or Friday.
Yeah.
It's cool scenes. I'm not gonna say it's not cool. I just don't think he should be relying on tech suits.
He doesn't rely on it.
I mean, the scene in Homecoming where he's like he doesn't know like the spider webs. It's like like that whole scene was like okay, he has a suit that's doing like it's cool, moves with his webs, but like he has no idea what they are, how they do, and
that's just Tony Stark with all his freaking
training
abilities.
wheels.
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I think I just have to. I would give it personally to Homemade because it was him. He made it.
Yeah.
He made it. Oh.
Ooh, so it's symbiote suit versus Civil War or Tom Holland's first suit.
His first experience. I'm trying to think. I think I like more suits in Tom Holland's universe than this one. And I like this is like my favorite one in the Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to get. I personally would have to give it to Symbiote.
I'll give it to Symbiote
because like I just think there's better ones with
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah. For me, I like the black and red one more.
Yeah. Which I think is next. Oh, ooh, Black and Red versus Andrew. Bro, I mean, I know where I'm leaning, but
bro, black and red is so cool. I don't know. So you actually don't like black and red? Because I think a lot of people don't like black and red.
And I think it's because since it evolved to blue, seeing black and red is kind of like, oh, they're trying to do their own take on something that doesn't, like, that's not Spider-Man, but people don't know that it is in the comics. So,
bro, he looks so cool in the black and red. Like when he takes off his mask.
And the fact that he made it too.
Yeah. And that's when he locks in, bro. That's why I love Far From Home so much, because when he finally meets Happy and like he doesn't know what's real and what's fake, and like he's just happy.
That was a great emotional scene.
And they hug, like, bro, I love that so much, bro. And,
like,
he finally makes his
the way
own
he does
scene.
his eyes, like, is just
so good. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, Garfield.
That's actually the best.
Oh, Night Monkey versus his first Homemade one.
I'll give it to Homemade.
Okay, I was gonna say Homemade.
Yeah. Oh. I'm going
Tasm. Even though I love the symbiote because like it's my favorite one, and like
that one seems more CGI though.
It does seem more CGI. I think it's because the black.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to put that out there.
That's right. I wish, bro, we need a Tom Holland
symbiote. I think it would have made the first on this list,
bro.
I think it would have made number one on this list.
I think that's what could top the TASM 2 suit.
I think so too.
A symbiote suit.
I think TASM 2 is gonna win, but we got to go TASM 2.
So I'm pretty sure that's our winner.
Yeah, that is our winner.
TASM 2. I think Brand New Day is a second though. Is a good second.
It's a good second for sure because
suit wise,
suit. Yeah, he takes inspiration from him, he takes inspiration color wise, I think, from more towards Toby, even though Toby's a little bit more darker.
Yeah,
I think he takes like almost like way it's like it stops here and like
Mhm.
it's right here. I think he gets that from Toby. And the way it like wrinkles, I think he gets that from Andrew.
Yeah.
So the parts that he gets from Andrew are like superb.
Mhm.
It's just that Andrew, I just think Moggs.
Yeah. I think it's just the fact that that one looks realistic and it
Yeah.
just looks cool, but the brand new day suit looks more comic accurate. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the most comic accurate, and it does look like the most high quality.
Yes, it
It's
does.
just the Tasm looks realistic. It looks cool.
Yeah, and like I feel like we get more with Tom Holland suits because obviously he has so many movies,
Yeah.
more movies than
Yeah.
them. But like him fixing suits, him using different
Yeah.
suits, so it's like, and especially like in Brand New Day, like after every fight, he was like fixing his
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
I feel like we only got like a couple scenes of that with Toby. Maybe I can't remember like him sewing up
No, I
something,
no, I
but
think what Toby was like, it got ripped one time and it was just yeah. It was like in Spider-Man 1, like it gets ripped and
uh,
then it's just fixed. I was like, okay, so he's just gonna have a fixed
a
suit.
fixed suit. Yeah, and like I wish they would have like did a different
Yeah,
suit, but I think Tom Holland, as far as like suits go, he has like the better lineage of suits of how he gets from point
yeah,
A to point
I
F or
love his
whatever.
suits.
But I think Andrew does have the best suit.
Yeah, but I think the only thing that could top it is if Tom Holland gets a symbiote suit. I need another Tom Holland movie.
Absolutely.
I need two more Tom Holland
Yeah,
movies at
because this
least.
movie for sure didn't discourage me. Like, oh man, they're messing it up. I'm not.
But like
I
it
don't have
felt like
faith.
it didn't push Tom Holland's story anywhere.
It did feel like, oh, because we kind of skipped a year and then we got like a week
Yeah.
worth of
Uh-huh.
like all this happened in a week. That's what it felt like to
Yeah.
me. Like I don't know what the timeline was,
Uh-huh.
but it felt like a week. It
Yeah.
felt like a very short time that we got to a point where obviously like things are happening and everything happened like just so fast and it doesn't really push his character
Yeah,
somewhere.
because I feel like the story took like yeah, he evolved and he's learning like he definitely had character development, but I feel like his story still like didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, especially because like he's had already impactful and emotional moments in the other movies
Mhm.
to where like and obviously the most important one being in No Way Home when Aunt May dies, like that was like pushing his character towards a
Yeah.
new, But I feel like after that we're kind of just stuck with this
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
because it's like so in the beginning of this movie, nobody knows Peter Parker.
Mm,
At the end of the movie, four people know who Peter Parker is, but it's like they don't know him. They just
yeah,
like he just tells them what happens, and it's not like they get closer. But I want to build more towards that. And so in the beginning of the movie, people already like uh Spider Man, and towards the end, people still like him, but it wasn't like there was like a development in that.
yeah, because we
We
didn't
don't
get
get like the New Yorker
we
scene.
don't get the New Yorker scene. We also don't get he's against like the cops are against him at
Yeah,
first, like
yeah.
how it is with
Uh huh.
Andrew. We don't even get that with Toby. I don't think. I don't remember the cops being against Toby.
I think in Spider-Man 3 they are. I mean, that's when he starts getting a symbiote.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, and that's when they're like,
Yeah.
but it was more like Jay Jonah's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
painting him out as like
Uh-huh.
this evil person. But other than that, yeah, I think Tom Holland's one. We like, I feel like we needed more New Yorker scenes, and we needed at least some headbutting with cops, because people don't just like accept vigilantes out of nowhere,
Mhm.
And maybe that year that we missed, I feel like maybe they could have like added something
Yeah.
there because yeah, I totally agree with it.
Cuz I mean, something I think is it right to say that this was the funniest Spider-Man movie?
I found myself laughing a lot more than any other movie.
Yeah.
And I think it just has to do with like his chemistry between him and John Berthenol. And not only that, there was like just genuinely funny moments,
Mhm.
especially like him being Peter Parker. Like when he was in the elevator and like he
Yeah.
was wearing the juicy outfit
Yeah.
of the girl, and like there was definitely like funnier moments in this one than in the other ones. I feel like there was more funnier moments, but like to your point, like there wasn't as many action moments.
Yeah. Cuz something that they did do that was good is that they showed every time he saved a civilian.
Yes,
Like they
like the
showed a lot
Superman
of
effect.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah. That's what I was
Superman.
thinking. The Superman effect. It
Yeah.
was good though. Like the different ways in how he would save a civilian. Yeah.
And yeah, he did save a lot of
I
people.
so now that we've seen Brand New Day, is it movie of the year? Is it better than The Odyssey?
I just feel like we're such on an Odyssey kick.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if it's like heavily carried by like the memes that came out of it and like the Christopher Nolan like behind the scenes.
We need to see how this one grows too. A Brand New
We do have
Day.
to see how it grows. Maybe we can like mention it in the next podcast where we see where Odyssey placed and where this one placed, because I feel like for Odyssey we kind of went like, we obviously we didn't see it in 7mm, but we went for like the experience of watching the movie in the theater. And for this one, we obviously wanted to watch it in the theater, but like if we were in a world where I could have watched this in my home day one, on Monday with the other influencers, I would have watched it in my home.
Because there was no like experience or theater reaction.
It was so quiet.
No theater reaction.
I mean, I kind of like placed it like with them being locked in, but like even then,
it's because the movie itself doesn't have any twist, or that's the thing.
Yeah, and like all I heard was laughs.
Yeah, it was just especially in that the Spider-Man getting sniped, like nobody.
You can hear a pen drop, and like the wrong kind of pen drop. Like it's different from when like everyone found out that her father was Vulture.
Yeah, bro.
Like that pen drop, like
that was
you can feel the tension in the room. This one, it was just like it wasn't there. Like it didn't hit as hard. So I can see where Escape Podcast came from. Like I can understand their ratings now. I can understand their ratings.
But so would you put it above the Odyssey? Do you think this is movie of the year? Do you think it will be movie of the year?
I don't think it's gonna be movie of the year.
Do you think the Odyssey was better?
I think the Odyssey was better, and I think Doomsday might take it.
You think? Yeah, that's the only thing I was thinking. So I don't know if I'm ready to say that the Odyssey is better than this. Like I think they're at the same level right now, because I need to see how Brand New Day is gonna grow. I could see Doomsday being better.
I feel like it just has a lot more traction. Obviously, Spider-Man's big. Everyone likes Spider-Man. But like Avengers, I feel like has more pull in a sense.
I wanted Brand New Day to be better than No Way Home so bad.
I did want it to be better too, and like it's just not.
There's no like, I don't know.
Like the Goblin scene, the Aunt May scene, them on the rooftop having that conversation, like all those scenes, like pull your heart. Like they really pull your heart.
Brand New Day is not boring. It's not a bad movie. Like I could go rewatch it. Like I didn't feel bored once during the movie. It's just the fact that I think Jean Grey just gets way too much screen time,
and it like leads to nothing. Kind of.
Like at the end, like she like. I don't know. They're setting her up for Doomsday. I don't know.
Maybe, and like I just feel Doomsday might be like movie of the year number wise. Is it probably gonna be my favorite movie of the year? I don't think so. Like, if I enjoy Dune as much as other people enjoy it, because like that was like also like a cinematic experience, Dune might take it over. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I am super excited to go watch those movies together. And like we're gonna have a new member of our podcast, Matmi. He just got accepted to Trinity University, England. He's gonna be part of our podcast. We're gonna add a third person, and he's gonna go watch those movies with us. And I'm like genuinely excited for that, as much as I was excited to watch this movie and talk about it. But yeah, I wish it was better than No Way Home, but it just isn't. It just isn't.
I just need a Spider-Man movie that could top that, bro.
I know.
Now we got. I think the next Spider-Man movie we're getting is what, Beyond?
Yeah, Beyond.
I need Beyond.
I'm scared. I'm scared because it's like the ending, of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Endings are so hard to do, so like I'm scared for it. But like,
and we're getting that in
2027. Yeah, okay. 2027.
I was thinking about Batman. I'm like, that's 2028. I'm scared, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's the next Spider-Man thing that we are getting. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
now we have to just wait.
Now we have to wait. Any closing thoughts?
Um, I think you should still go watch it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts where you would rank Brand New Day
Mm-hmm.
amongst all the other
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. If this is the like in Tom Holland's franchise, like the worst or the best.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would have at number 2 right now in Tom Holland's.
Yeah. Right under No Way Home.
Yeah,
Right under No Way Home because it's Homecoming, Far
Homecoming,
From
Far From
Home.
Home.
Yeah, I would have it in number 2 in Tom Holland verse for sure. But yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah,
stay fit.
stay fat.
We'll catch you next time, guys.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.